Welcome back, everyone, to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we've just finished up what I would have to call a very successful season. You can see here on the right-hand side of the screen, we finished up in second place, just barely, but hey, it counts. That last race, we went from fourth to third on the podium, and that was just enough extra points to get us into second. So I am thrilled with how the season ended. I mean, we were even able to get car number 2 into the mix quite a bit during the end of the season. So that is, everything is looking great. Now it's time for the off season. And something that has just happened actually cracked me up quite a bit. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first of all, let's start out by doing our normal and looking through the emails. Yes, we know Frankie is looking at other offers, but I've got a plan just in case he decides to leave. It's not going to be a big deal. It will hurt us monetarily because we're making like $250,000, $260,000 per race with him. So that is a huge amount when you take it on a full year. But if he leaves, then he leaves. And I'm not going to worry about it. Our pit crew review, yeah, we made some mistakes. It was a disastrous race in Vancouver, and we still ended up with second place in the championship. So we know Mike Ham has got a broken foot. That will all be cleared before the first race of next season, so that's a non-issue. Contracts running down, we just have one, and that is Lee, one of our drivers. So let's go ahead and start out by taking a look here. So I am inclined to keep this group together, particularly on car number 1. Because this is a group that works very well together to get us a two-stop strategy whenever it is feasible. So I'm inclined to keep them together. Now, granted, there are many better drivers in the series than what we have on car number 1. However, because of being able to use pay drivers and mechanics like that, this turns out very good for us. Now, there's obviously a lot we can do with car number 2, but I am inclined to keep Lee, and I'm inclined to keep this going. So you can see we get a little over $200,000 per race for him, and we're paying him $326 right now. So I'm inclined to renew that. Let's go ahead and give him equal. Yeah, let's just do equal car. I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and do best car. There's probably not going to be much of an equal car to be had. His wages aren't very important. All right, let's just see what we're dealing with. We're not going to pay him $500,000. Let's try to keep it about what we've been paying him so far. All right, I like a long-term deal for him. Not necessarily for car number 1, but possibly for car number 2, which is going to test out that best car issue. Now, bonus size isn't very important, so I'm not going to add it. That's just more money we would have to pay him out. So there's no real reason to do that unless we need to. All right, so let's go with this. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous is the best car thing, because I'm thinking at some point I'd like to have enough good drivers that he actually becomes the driver of, yeah, let's just go do equal car, that he actually becomes part of our second team. All right, I think that should be pretty good. Let's send that off to him. We already know that we've got another contract offer for a crew chief, or what they call a race mechanic in this game. We know we've got one of those outstanding. So we'll be getting back to that here shortly. All right, so let's talk about the crash. It wasn't her crash. She didn't crash. Car number 2 crashed. Anyway. All right, so it was a bad mistake. Let's see. There was an issue with the car setup. All right, let's just go ahead with this. And that, for some reason, hurts the chairman's happiness. That was basically a benign question, not a whole lot going on with it. All right, so we're addressing the one contract that we have coming down. But then, this is where I have to laugh. I mentioned to you that there was something that we were going to be taking a look at, and it's the pit crew. Look. We lost some of these guys, and yes, by now we obviously know what happened. I simply forgot. I got caught up in looking at all of the stats and making sure everybody's stamina was where it needs to be and all that kind of stuff. And I simply forgot to look at the contracts. That's why I so very much need either the auto manage to work properly, or I need something visually on the screen to tell me, hey, they only have X number of races left. But we're not going to worry about that. It is what it is. And so I'm just going to laugh at it, and we're going to move on. So let's see. If we remove the fatigued crew, actually, these guys should be back at full stamina before the start of next season. So we'll have to come back to that. But let's go and see if there's anybody to hire. And no, actually there's not. All of these have the mistake chances. So we're going to go ahead and reject all of them, regardless of what their stats might be. So we'll come back to the pit crew and we'll start back hiring some more. The good news is right now that we have the best pit crew, or excuse me, second best pit crew, but we're right up here at the top. So we're right up there neck and neck for the best pit crew. So we're perfectly fine on the pit crew side of things. We just need some more bodies to put in there, hopefully to keep the stamina regenerated. So if we take a quick look at, not the calendar, but this calendar. So we got listening to offers. We know that's a possibility. Then we've got our contract proposal we'll be hearing from there. Here you can see that's the championship promotion. That's where we'll get our money. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and then we'll hear back from Lee, I'm assuming somewhere very shortly, either 8th or 9th or so. So let's go ahead and get all that done. All right, oops. We actually have to accept that one. All right, so let's go into our car now that all the repairs are done. Let's take a quick look at where we're going to end the season here. You can see we are, well, this one I believe is actually done. If you look, the gearbox 424, 423, either way, it's done. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have a good crew chief in here or race mechanic rather, to, with high stats to speed this process up. So I don't think we're going to quite make it to full on this. However, it's not going to be that big of a deal. We'll take what we can get. We just ran a little bit short on time and had some issues come up. So we're going to end up, if we scroll down here, we're going to end up with 458, and then this one's going to end up, 440, 445, who knows, something along those lines. So we're very close to the 458. So I'm very happy with where we're going to be starting out next season performance-wise on our cars. All right, here we go. Prize money. And we'll receive that, $22.44 million. Thank you very much. And of course, what's the first thing we're going to do with that? We're going to get into the HQ and start doing some things. All right, look at that. Manager of the Year, we'll take it. Driver of the Year, Alicia for Tony Zhang. Okay, that makes sense. And then we got some retirements, it looks like, some chairman retirements. Let's head into the HQ. So now we've got upgrades that we could do. Of course, for $8 million, we could do the final upgrade to the telemetry center. Naturally, we could try to do upgrades here for some of our other buildings. But at this point, let's look at what we could do with new buildings. Okay, we don't really need some of this other stuff. I mean, we could build the tour center, but it's not really feasible right now. It's cost us $1.5 million, and we're only going to get 89 grand per race. So over time, it will definitely pay for itself. However, the one thing that does make me like this one is I think this actually increases the overall marketability of the team. I think, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm holding off on that one. It's only $1.5 million, so it's not that big a deal. The helipad is also nice, but what I'm really interested in doing is let's get some of these other things going. Okay, I like the test track. I like the simulator. You can see here, rear wing would be the simulator. Handling development, well, that's the suspension. Then we get into the wind tunnel. That would be the front wing. So the good news is a couple of these are fairly cheap to get up and running. So that's what I want to start with. So let's go ahead and get the handling development. Okay, so we'll get that one underway, and you can see it's going to take a little while to get these done. 16 weeks, so it's not that much for these, but still, that's a little while into the season. So then the simulator is also fairly cheap. There we go. And that leaves us with $15 million. So I'm liking that quite a bit. All right, let's go ahead and see if it'll let us move on through. Let's see. All right, we got our new rules that are going to be active for next year, which includes the fact that front wings can now be developed. So that's going to be interesting. It's one more part for us to work our way through. Then we've got our promotion. So Lancaster will be moving up to the A class, and then we'll have one team moving down to Class B. That's why I'm not in a terrible hurry to move up to Class A, because if you move up to Class A and you're not ready to be there, then you risk coming in last place and moving right back down to Class B. So I'm not terribly worried about rushing into that. We'll get there whenever we get there, as far as I'm concerned. So let's go ahead and, oh, here's our contract proposal, and it's accepted. I like it. I like it. Shall we sign the deal? We absolutely will sign that deal. Let's come in here. Let's see. All right, here is car number 1. So let's sign here. That's who we want to trade places with. All right, total income, that would be our signing bonus and her payoff. So we're in good shape there. Now, I am very happy about this. We have some good stats aside from chemistry, but I'm really excited about the refueling. That's where I'm really excited to unlock. That should be a big deal, because if we come back over to our pit crew refueling, if we can half that, then suddenly we save a lot of time. Like 25 seconds almost on that. So very excited for that. Looks like we got some sponsorship opportunities. Okay, we got one slot open there. We are in the 3-star category. All right, contract signed. All right, there we go. We're going to hear back momentarily from Lee, and our performance work is going to be done. So let's start out by taking a look at the car, and we're done. So we've got all of our parts exactly where we want them. They are as good as we can possibly have them. Now let's take a look at, let's see, we've got a couple of scouting reports. And okay, one of the stronger drivers, one of the weakest drivers. Nothing for the factory staff to do. That will change soon. And our offer was accepted. Excellent. So let's go ahead and re-sign that. So we keep our driver lineup intact. We still don't know about Frankie here. That is the one thing we don't know about. And the good news is I've got a plan if it happens soon. If it doesn't happen soon, then we're going to have issues because we might run out of possible signees. So right now we're looking at losing about $768,000. That will change as we continue to work on the HQ. That number will definitely continue to change. Let's take a brief look at the scouting on some of these. Ooh, we do not want... Poor guy, just doesn't have a whole lot there. Ooh, tax avoidance trial. I don't think I've seen that one before. Yikes. Okay, but a good driver beyond that. Okay, marketability taking a huge hit. And great marketability here. Let's see, we got plus 15, plus 10, plus 5. Wow, okay, so a huge help there with some temporary. Okay. And, oh, pay driver. There we go. There we go. In fact, that is very nice. If we approach them, are they interested? Yes, they are. Okay, so we are going to, in fact, we're going to write down your name right now. So your name is, I'm going to call that Melanie. I'm sure that's not probably what that is, but that's what it is to me. And the reason I like this is because, number one, pay driver. Number two, tremendous marketability. Tremendous marketability. Now, the stamina, not great. Stats, not great. But they're not all that bad either, considering she would be on our second team. So let's go ahead and approach her. And let's see, her status isn't too important. We're going to give her the worst car, which is real. That's exactly what would happen. And let's see, max would be, oh yikes, we don't want to go anywhere near that. She doesn't have very much patience, so we're going to have to be careful about this. Let's go 66. And let's see, do I want to go long-term contract? I think it's going to be okay because we're not going to end up paying her very much per race. So even if we had to end up buying her out to get rid of her, it wouldn't be that big a deal. Okay, sign-on fee isn't important, isn't important, isn't important. All right, so we're going to leave these out and save our money. And let's see what we get. All right, I like this quite a bit. Okay, and in case you're wondering, my plan would be that Frankie would be gone. Okay, he is by far, in a way, the weakest of the three drivers here. The other two, again, aren't great. Forget about Mike Ham's stats right now. Remember, he's got that broken foot, which is greatly affecting it. But the other two are not bad. And I think with this new driver in our lineup, we have a real shot at scoring some points with car number 2. That's my plan. We'll see how it goes. Looks like our sponsorship offers are ready to go. We got 1 3-star and a couple of 2-stars. Target position. All right, we got a 2nd, 3rd, and a 4th. All right, I think I like this 4th or above, just to give us a little bit of a cushion. Now, I plan on us having a lot of great runs this next year, but it never hurts to have a little cushion. And the difference between the 900,000 and the 650,000 isn't enough for me to say, forget about this extra cushion. So let's go ahead and accept this one. Plus we get that upfront money, which helps out some. So yeah, I kind of like that one. Give us that extra cushion. You can see here, this is a 1st place, and then we've got our 8th or above, but you know, it's not paying all that much money per race. All right. So now it's time for the preseason to start. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and design next year's car. We got roughly $7 million to do it. Plus the additional money we have not spent to this point. All right, here we go. So improvability, we could get strong. So let's just take a quick glance. I'm not inclined to do this one just because of the increase in the money, but let's take a look at it. So improvability is really what I'm focused on. So we could go from 2 stars to about 2.5 right there. Okay, right now, I mean, this one seems like a pretty good option. I'm going to stick here for now. We'll see how the money goes as we move along. All right, fuel efficiency. I'm inclined to go here for the strong, although the medium isn't a whole lot different. But again, the money's not a whole lot different either. Same thing here, strong tire wear, and the money's not all that different. So I like that. You can see we're already over our allotment of money, but I'm okay with that. So we had about $7 million saved up to work on the car, tire heating. I like that. So that's $10.25 million. It gets us 3 stars, essentially 3 stars on both tire heating and wear. Improvability is not that good. Fuel efficiency is about 3 stars. So this is about what we've had in the past, roughly. Okay. So yeah, I think I like where this is at. I could go back down to here and feel okay about it, but I think I'm going to stick with where we are. Okay. So we'll spend $10.25 million. No big deal there. All right, so now we've got that underway, and it'll be done, you can see, in March. All right, contract proposal. Oh, and we've got an email. So let's see what we've got. All right, so we've got some new signings. There we go. This is what you expect to see around this time of the season. All right, and a dilemma, car improvability. Now, would you like to add improvability +1? Actually, I would, yes. We'll take the 1.5 million. We're going to do that this year. I purposely saved up a little bit of money when we were doing the HQ buildings, just for stuff like this that came up that I deemed were a good idea. So now if we go back to our car, we are at least 3 stars on everything, and I'm going to consider that full 3 stars. It's right at it. Okay, we got, let's see. Oh, contract offer accepted. I like it. Let's go to our driver screen. And Frankie, you have worked yourself right out of a job. So if we look at this, we're going to pay her $66,000. She was going to pay us over $200,000 from her pay sponsor. So let's go ahead and we're going to get rid of Frankie. And we'll have a little bit of a payoff there to get rid of Frankie, but there we go. So we'll have roughly 2-star drivers. Again, remember the injury to Mike Ham. We'll have roughly 2-star drivers on car number 2, and we'll see how it goes. And if another driver, good driver, comes up, then we'll definitely look at that as well. Okay, let's see our mail. We're going to have one from Frankie. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you got rid of me. Okay, so we're in good shape there. So let's go back to our finances screen and say we're up to $887. Still not bad. I am perfectly fine with that. Okay, so we got more scouting, and let's take a quick look at those. Low quality driver. Okay, one of the very best drivers. Okay, got it. More upgrades from our components, or opponents rather. And better drivers, average drivers. Okay, let's take a look very quickly at some of these. Okay, wow, that is no doubt a very good driver, and a reserve driver at that. So that would be in the GT Championship Series. So she's not going to be interested in coming down to our level, but boy, what a driver. Very nice. So let's see, Kirk, great marketability and extremely good driver. Not bad, just out of curiosity. Okay, not interested. Okay, not bad at all. Look how dumb. Gotta love those. Okay. All right, so I've got basically what I want for my driver lineup, but it never hurts to look at a few every now and then. Of course, Claire Talley I've been after for quite some time, and she's just never interested in us. It's just not going to work out. But I'm going to keep trying. Then we got Enrique Laura, which she is famous in this game among those who have played this game for a lot of hours, because she turns into, right now she's only 21, but she turns into a fantastic driver. And she is a pay driver. So she has all of the stuff you need to be successful. All right, let's see about our pit crew. We don't have anybody else to hire, right? Nope, hasn't reset. Oh, wait, what just happened? It said contracts were ending. And of course, my first thought was, have I forgotten some more of these? I thought we were in good shape here. Let's go ahead and just renew. Can we renew? Oh, it's just that simple? Wow, I thought we were going to have to go through something else. Woof. All right, we'll go ahead and renew for now. So what does it renew to? Back to 12? Okay. Okay, so yeah, back to 12. And let's just go ahead and take care of all of this. Because even if these guys don't end up being our preferred, then several of these will be really good as backups, if nothing else. Okay, so we should be good right now on the pit crew as far as contracts. So I've taken care of it, and now everybody should be at 12, and which means that we should be able to go the next full season without losing anybody, even if I forget about it. Okay. All right, more scouting reports being done. No emails popping in with dilemmas. All right, wow, let's scroll all the way down. All right, scouting reports, we're not going to worry about these. All right, Mike is feeling better. He's fully recovered. All right, so that's excellent. All right, so now if we look at our drivers, you can see we're basically at 2 stars for all of them. So not bad at all. Okay, scouting, let's go ahead and just get rid of that little icon that pops up. A unique opportunity. Oh, Petra has been caught embezzling. There we go. We've seen that before. That seems to follow right behind the investment opportunity that comes, so it hurts her marketability. All right. So then we have, caught speeding. That will give her a little increase in marketability. All right, unique opportunity. So what do we want to do here? All right, so we've got, they've been in the news lately after one of their engines caught fire. Okay, so we've had this before. I'm not worried about chairman happiness. I don't like this stuff with downplaying other teams, talking bad about other teams. I don't like it. If we take a look at our marketability, we're doing great on the team side. Of course, we've got some issues with the individual drivers, but this does give you an opportunity to increase your marketability that way. I'm going to go ahead and do no. We're not going to get involved in that. All right, so we've got, we got a fashionista. Marketability plus 10. I like it. We will take that. And a chance to change our paint scheme once again. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we've done, at this point, what, about 4 of these? So I'm just going to try to choose one of these we haven't done before. And we haven't done this one. I don't think, anyway. So let's go with this one this year. We're going to keep the colors and everything the same. I might change those up in the future, but I'm not, really big into the color schemes and paint schemes myself. Okay, almost time for preseason testing. There we go. So our new car is complete now. Time for preseason testing. Then we can get to work on some parts. All right, preseason testing. All right, so let's see. Scouting facility, they did what? I think that's them building it, the initial. Okay. There we go. So let's go ahead and get into this preseason testing. Any new pit crew, by the way? Nope. There we go. So once again, this really means nothing. It changes driver morale, but other than that, it basically does nothing. All right, we got gearbox issues there. Mike Ham should be very happy. Plus 24 there, minus 2. Okay, so it helped out a little bit with car number 2, but that's about it. All right, so as we get ready to start our next season, we have, for right now anyway, we have the best car on the grid. Drivers still not looking good. HQ is getting there. We're getting there. We're still not where we need to be. Staff is overall pretty good. Still not anywhere near the best. But of course, remember, the team that is number 1 right now, they just came down from Class A. Sponsors are just okay, and our pit crew is just okay right now. Okay, so now we've got some more emails, including how aggressive are we going to be on all of our projections for the season. And wow, look at this. We are starting off first, and second. I really like the look of that. All right, so race number 1 is in Milan, and the crucial parts will be the engine, the brakes, and the rear wing. We've had all sorts of trouble out of this rear wing. So let's go car 1. And let's see, we want to make sure we get brakes. And let's see. Wow, everything is low. Suspension, the rear wing. We need to do, but I think we might be able to get by without that. Because look, I mean, just look at this. We got 60s all over the place here. I really need to get these up as high as we can. But remember, we're not going to push in this first race. Yeah, we're just not going to do that. All right, we need to get these guys swapped out. You can see that made about 5 days difference. They're still not going to be done in time for the race, but hopefully we can get enough of that done that it helps us out. Okay, so if we look at our finances, we are, let's just assume $1 million per race. Hopefully it's going to come out less than that. A good bit less than that, actually. But let's say $1 million per race. That would be $9 million for the season that we would need to operate while not going into this excess money, which I'm hoping to spend on developing the car parts. So let's see what we've got for targets. Let's see. I think that we are going to finish second. That's a nice number. And I'm really hoping to win the championship. That would be awesome. Let's say we're going to finish second. And now that gives us $25 million. All right, so where do we want to start? Now remember, this front wing, the reason why we're showing first is because everybody, this was a spec part, so nobody's really done anything with it. All right, let's go ahead and design. Let's look at suspension. What do we have? So we got a plus 20 here, and then we're going to have a plus 50, which I'm not going to be interested in, another plus 30. All right, so there's nothing really for us up here. Okay, so not exactly what we were hoping for, but, and this guy is good on the suspension. He's good. So there's the randomness of all of this. But it looks like next time, so we're not going to be developing a whole lot of these this year. Okay, let's go ahead and get our plus 20. And we'll get this whole thing underway. All right, I think we're all set there. Still no pit crew. Nope. All right, but it did reset everybody's stamina. So let's go ahead and get everybody lined up where we want them. Refueling, I need some guys who can refuel. And actually, let's go ahead and let's swap these two to help our refueling out. Ooh, we got to get this guy in there in the front. So let's go ahead and swap these two out. Oh, it's a shame. I can get better. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's swap these. Okay, I like that. That'll give us, for the fixing, which we're going to have to do, hopefully not on car 1, but you never know. We've pushed it as far as we could the last couple of years, and it's always extremely close. All right, the refueling, actually, let's swap these guys out. And the front jack, man, I sure hate to leave this guy out. Sure hate to do it, but right now, there's not really anywhere I want to put him. We need a better front jack, but that's not the biggest concern I have. I could swap these guys out, but I really want to hold this guy out to swap out with one of our tire changers, preferably one of the fronts. Then we'll need to get some new pit crew in here pretty soon. All right, so let's go ahead and move our way forward. Okay, you can see emails popping in there as we get ever closer to the race. Okay, so low speed corners. We're definitely one of the best teams for now. Because everybody's going to start out with the same front wings. Okay, let's come in and take a look at our car. Let's see where we got. So we got up to, wow, mid to low 70s with everything. So I am estimating we are going to have to do some repairs, even though I will not be pushing it. All right, so that brings us ready for our first race of the season. Of course, we'll come back and do that in our next video. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we begin our new season of Motorsport Manager.